Well, good afternoon and welcome once again to Studio H, home of Victory Anger Management. Today I just have a little bit of food for thought for us. Just a little bit of food for thought for everybody. Have you ever considered the cost of your anger if I don't have control over it? See, that's the key. We don't have the option a lot of times whether or not we get angry, but we always have an option. We always have a choice of how we handle our anger and what we do once we become angry and how long we stay angry. So, one thing that can help us make a great decision on what we want to do when we become angry is to consider how much is this going to cost me? In other words, let's look at it from a physical health standpoint. Okay, it can lead to long-term health problems, high blood pressure, heart disease. If you want to get real bad, stroke, cancer. It can also cause skin problems. See, a lot of people don't realize these little things, but these are a lot of things that can happen if our anger is out of control. In other words, it can cause us to have bad health. All right. What are some of the other things can have? What about self harm? Have you ever thought about that? Let me ask you this question. When you get angry, do you want to stay angry or do you want to calm down? You probably feel much better when you calm down. And I'm sure that's true for most people. All right. Another cost it can cost us relationships. So it can cost us money. It can cost court costs, attorney's fees, anger management classes. All right. So there's a lot of costs attached to us being out of control. There are a lot of costs we don't have control over our anger. In other words, when our anger is controlling us. Remember, there's nothing wrong with anger. If we did not have the emotion of anger, we would be the world's biggest doormat. You would never know when somebody was mistreating you. You wouldn't know whether you were being wronged. You wouldn't know whether you'd had control of certain situations. So anger itself is not bad. So a lot of people want to tell you, oh, anger is terrible. It's the worst thing in the world. You won't be able to live without anger. Anger is necessary. Is necessary, but that's a whole nother. Let's continue with the cost of anger. Again, I mean legal costs, court costs, time away from work. It has cost people employment opportunities. You ever make one bad choice because you were angry? Now you have a felony on your record, and that's going to close a lot of doors when it comes to employment. It's going to close a lot of doors when it comes to your education. All right, is it fair? That's a whole nother story. That's a whole lot of. Right now, it is a cost when you are out of control. How can I keep myself in control? What is the cost of my anger when I'm out of control? A question you can ask yourself is it worth it? I ask a lot of people to take my course and another course that I teach. I ask a lot of people the same question. Was it worth it? If you could have done one thing different, what would it have been? So just think about that. We can damage relationships. We can damage relationships at home. It causes divorce, different children, spouses, family members, co-workers, your neighbors. What's the cost of your anger? Is it worth the few minutes that you are out of control? You can be out of control for 10 or 15 minutes and ruin and it can cause problems for you for the rest of your life. So when you want to get angry, again, sometimes we don't have control over whether or not we get angry. A lot of times we have the right to be angry. But do we have the right to be out of control? I want you to listen to this. If you're in control of your anger, not just your anger, all of your emotions. All right, again, that's another story, another lesson for another day. But what is your anger costing you? When your anger starts costing you problems in your life, when your anger starts costing you becomes a financial strain on you. Some people go on rampages, tear up their house, punch holes in the wall, break up the TVs. What happens when you calm down? Now you have to replace all of these things. You have to make repairs to your home. Hold on to this. Is it worth it? And if you do what's in your best interest, you will maintain self control, whether you're angry or happy. I hope that helps somebody today. In other words, do what's best for you in any and every situation. Have a good